1,
2 3
4.
In this video, I have already started a third angle orthogonal drawing of the block that's shown on this page in Adobe Illustrator. So in this part of the video, we're going to add labels, dimensions, and a third angle orthogonal symbol. So let's get straight into it. I've been using a square to set dimensions and sizes and guidelines. Guidelines can be turned on and off with the command and colon semicolon. I've got my transform palette open. I'm going to make a 10mm thing here. I need a guideline on there. I know that my writing should be 5mm high, so let's check that to 5, because I'm going to add the labels here. Zooming in, let's get some type, press caps lock, top view. This is set to Myriad Pro, which is not a bad font, a sans serif for your labels. Let's see what is going to be required for 5mm. 21 points, that's not too bad. 21 points. If you want, you could center that, because we are going to need to create new labels. As I've shown you before, I'm using the square to set heights, bringing that down. As I showed you before, Shift Option duplicates, and I use the same process again. Click into it and write front view and right side view. Check that those are approximately in the center. Not too bad, I think. I hope. Well, there's the labels done. Now it's time to start dimensions. For dimensions, bring back your guides using the same 10mm box. I think it's 10, no, it's 5. Change that to 10. Now, as I did with the manual drawing, I'm going to bring in some projection lines first. Place a guide on the right hand side of my object, in keeping with the manual drawing I did. I think I've got some guides set up now. It's time to start drawing the dimensions. Let's select the line tool, leaving this about 1mm from the object. Select 0.5 of a point. That looks okay. Shift Option again and fill in. Now that's flicked in the wrong spot, but I'll move it over. And there we have it. Now, to get your arrowheads, select the line, and in arrowheads, choose arrow 9, start and finish. Check that the size is okay. The size is strictly supposed to be 1mm by 3, so let's see if we can do that. 1 across, 3 high. Let's see how they compare. Not too bad. I hope we can get away with it. Is there another longer arrowhead there? No, I don't think that. I think that's about the longest. So I'm going to leave that like that. Hopefully that's going to be okay. I'll just get my box out of the way. Then I'm going to copy that one and I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to put it in place up here. I need a dimension, I'll use this one, on the side, so again Shift Option or Shift Alt should duplicate. No, it hasn't done it. Let's just copy it and paste it in place. Always hold Shift when you move anything to keep stuff in the same line. And another projection line up here. Now the top projection line of course comes right out to close to the object. And I'm just trying to get this in the right spot here. And I have it. Okay, so I'm putting an intermediate dimension on the right hand side. Whoops. Again, let's do that. I think I might rotate it right the way round. Is that right? Not too bad. And I'm going to add that dimension line there. Just correct this projection line and put this one in the correct position. Again that. And now I have them. Don't forget to save as you go. I need some numbers. I'm feeling that these are too big for numbers. I might put these back to about 14 point. Select that, and my dimension is 60. So I'm going to move my numbers just a little bit away from the dimension line. Make sure that everything is in the right point. And again, Shift Option or Shift Alt to duplicate. This is 24. This is 30. Back to my selection tool. Shift Select and Shift Option should duplicate. No. Yes, I have. And placing your numbers on the same side as they were on all sides of the drawing. This is to be 18 and this is to be 36. Okay, it's time for the leader. As I showed you in the manual drawing, the leader comes from the middle of the circle. I found the easiest way to do this is to create a line that I'm going to use as a guide. Which helps me find the point on the circle where I need to begin the leader from. Select the pen tool. Wait a minute, I need to unselect the line. Select the pen tool, and if you hold down Shift, your line will go at 45 degrees. Shift again. I'll move. Oh no, I've joined that to that. Let's go backwards and do that again. I'll move it out of the way this time so I don't pick it up. Unselect. Let's try again. Finding that this is joining here, so I'm going to make it away from the drawing first, holding Shift, and I'm going to move it in the right position in a minute. Arrowheads, start of my arrow, and I need number 9. Let's see if that's working now. Diameter symbol. I'm sure there is a diameter symbol that we can get somewhere, but I find it just as easy to make one. I'm going to grab, what am I grabbing? A number here to make sure that I'm going to make that the right size. I need this 45 again. And I'm going to create myself a diameter symbol. Holding that to 45 degrees, I'm going to make that 0.5 of a point. How does that look? I'm going to group that. By the way, group, object group is Command G. Now my crank on the leader is a little bit long, so we'll just trim that down. 24 diameter. Press the direct selection tool. Trim that down. I need a leader on the arc, so again I want that to match the center of that circle. Did I forget a guide? There. And I'm going to get it to match it, hoping that that doesn't select that again. Coming here, I'm going to go press Shift for 45, Shift again for straight, and switch it off. Again, I'm going to choose arrowhead 9. And this time, I'm going to do R. I think the radius was 5, R5. Get rid of that 0. Here we go. Now I can delete that there. Delete that. How are we going? Okay, we've dimensioned. Move that down a little bit. We've dimensioned the circle and the arc. We've got overall and intermediate dimensions. It's time now, save it again, for the symbol. Let's copy the circle for the symbol. Let's create, I know that the symbol sits in a rectangle 40, I think, by 16. I might see if I can make that. There it is. I need a center line, which is not quite right. Center line there, and I need the first part of the symbol at 16. Then I need a space at 8. And then I need the second part of the symbol again at 16. See how I use the blue guidelines all the time to help me. I need a center point for that. It's time now to bring in the circle into the center. Press Shift Option or Shift Alt. And then something I forgot to show you before was select that copy, edit, copy, and I said paste in place, but here's how you paste in place. Shift Option V. Now I've pasted it on top of it. Pressing Shift Option, I come down here. Now I want this 8 diameter, so press the center point of the transform palette, make that 8. I'll grab this back to 1 point here, and I'm going to reduce the size of that slightly so it looks a bit better. Now time to make the rectangle. Wait a minute, I need a couple more guides. Guides for my 8mm. Using the pen tool, we bang out the cone. So I have most of it now. I'll make that back at one point. Lastly, I do need a center line for the symbol. Zooming in again. Reduce the size of that. So we should be using a chain line for the center. Okay, how's that? So if we want to get this, in fact I'll leave that square there, if we want to get this orthogonal drawing in the center, the easiest way is to simply put a guide in the center of the paper. That's too many guidelines on here now. View, guides, clear guides. Let's start that again. Put a guide at the center that way. Put a guide at the center this way. I always use my trusty red square for measuring. Select the whole drawing and group it. And place the drawing in the center. Turn off the guides. Well, all we need to do now is put in a title block where we will show the title of the drawing, we'll show the scale, which is 1:1, and we'll show the reference that all the dimensions are in millimeters. I'll leave you to do that.